Welcome to the Hookup. My name is Crochet Me Zaddy, your host and fellow craft enthusiast, and this is your weekly dose of crafty conversations with your favorite crafty content creators. Hello friends, and welcome back to another episode of the Hookup, where we have our special resident guest, Annie from Hooks and Healers. Welcome back.
Hi, thanks for having me again.
In today's episode, we are talking all things YouTube. So we're going to go deep diving into a few fun topics on this fun little social media app, and just get right into it.
I'm excited because YouTube is it's like my hyperfixation, so I love talking about it.
Yeah, what makes you love YouTube so much? What draws you to YouTube?
I don't know. There's something about it. It's like instant gratification, I think. It's just I feel like at this point, I've built a community on there, and that's where I just feel the most safe, I guess. I know my people know me, and it's just really fun. I feel like it's a good mixture of getting to be creative, but then also getting to share my patterns and all that, and just editing and everything. It's just there's a creative part to it for sure, but it's almost like a game at the same time, titles, thumbnails, the SEO of it all, and seeing what works and what doesn't. That's what's really fun for me.
Yeah, I feel like there's a little bit more, I say intense in a good way, in comparison to Instagram and TikTok, where you make a short form piece of content and then you kind of put it out there and you're hope for the best.
Yeah. And that's that.
Whereas I feel like with YouTube, you put in a hefty amount of work into each video that either comes out weekly or twice a week in your...
Yeah, I've been trying to do that.
You're
it's
2
hard.
times uploader. I want to lean into it, but also even just doing this podcast plus another episode, I'm like...
that sounds impossible. Yeah. I try to do twice a week when I can. Now that I'm doing it full time, it's a little bit easier, but even then it's I have to be pretty ahead to do that. I try to get ahead at least 1 week, but sometimes it's just not possible. And it's now I'm starting to do a little bit more brand collaboration-y stuff, and they have their timeline, and so yeah.
Do you find that consistency with uploads on YouTube matter? Because I will try, if I miss uploading an episode 1 week, I'm I'm so sorry everyone, but does everyone really
that's a good question. So I'm probably not the best person to ask, because I've been doing this for a year and technically I haven't missed an upload, which I'm very proud of. Every week, every Monday, 5 a.m. So I feel it's hard to say, because I will say on my Instagram though, I've gone I don't know, a week without posting before, when I was just really working on a new video or something, and I've had people message me and be are you okay, and that sort of thing, which is really sweet. But I don't know how much it affects things in the grand scheme of it on YouTube, because I know there's a lot of really big YouTubers are hey, sorry, I'm not posting this week. And some of my favorite YouTubers to watch, really big people, will post once a month or something. So I don't know. I feel it's probably just one of those things YouTube says because they make money from it. Do it every week.
Yeah. And I feel with a lot of the advice that you hear on social media is always be consistent, which doesn't necessarily mean post every day or post once a week or whatever. But I don't know if it really I don't think anyone really cares.
Yeah, I think I feel the most important thing is whatever standard you hold yourself to is just sticking to that. If it's every other week, if it's once a month, you know, I think people appreciate that. It's just being oh, I'm not doing it every week, sorry, it's not sustainable for me. I feel that is totally valid. But yeah, personally, with Instagram and stuff too, I've done that where I've posted every day, and I know they say it's really good and stuff, but I didn't notice it being a really good thing for my Instagram. So I don't know. I feel at the end of the day, it's kind of just what's sustainable for you. And also at this point, I feel I'm more quality over quantity. At least I try, but it's tough.
I think you put out quality stuff.
Thanks.
I know we put in here being say, what are your... I put it as a prompt question, who are your favorite YouTubers? And
Yeah.
like I actively go and watch your weekly videos. So I would like put
Oh,
you down there as one of those.
thank you.
um,
So
but
sweet.
then but then I also didn't want to just like list ourselves for that.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause I'm like, obviously you. I watch your videos, so of course. And the podcast.
But like is there something that like draws you to a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I can't think of like exactly. Probably for me, it's like I really like watching videos for inspiration. Like that's like my main thing that like draws me in. So a lot of my channel is centered around that, like trying to like
Yeah.
help people get inspiration for their stuff or whatever. Like I one of my favorites is Jenna from Crochet by Jenna. Like I just love her. She's like the
Yeah.
sweetest person and I feel like she does such a good job of like showing her personality, like showing different crochet things and like her business side of it is just like what she shows is like super inspiring to me. So I think that's like mainly what draws me in, but then I also love like I love the cozy vibes. So like I love watching like lifestyle vloggers and stuff who just have like a
Okay.
really nice aesthetic. Like it's just
Yeah.
something that I very much appreciate. Um but yeah, another one of my favorite like crochet YouTubers is Tony from TL Yarn Crafts.
Oh
I
yeah,
just
yeah,
love her
absolutely.
style and like her designs and everything is just so amazing. But then I also love like a good commentary video, like something I can just turn on for like an hour, like Made in the Moment. Love them so much. So much.
Yeah.
Like love those videos. They're just so entertaining. Like I definitely love a good little craft drama. So those are like my first
Yeah.
ones that come to mind.
Yeah, and I feel like there's also like different moods I have to be in for like different types of channels.
Yeah.
And like, because
Yeah.
sometimes, I mean, with Made in the Moment, I am like getting ready to like lock in and watch like a full feature length
Like I got
episode
my
on,
popcorn.
yeah, niche drama. I was like, I'm ready to deep dive and I'm ready to like listen on in. And then I
Yes.
find like with yourself, Crochet by Jenna, I find very like, yeah, the inspiration kind of vibe, seeing like other people up to, what are they working on? Like, oh, these are cool.
Yeah.
Like, you get a like fun dose of personality and excitement for crochet kind of
Yeah. Like you're
vlog.
just kind of hanging out with them or something.
Yeah. And then I always find like TL Yarn Crafts, you get such a good like wealth of information. There's like a
Yes.
sense of like I get with her, and this isn't meant to like say that others don't have it, but there's like a sense of professionalism I really get
For
from
sure.
her. Like from like she is expert is like what I think.
Yes.
Like
I know, like she's
I'm like,
taught me so many things. Like I just love her too. She's just like the sweetest person ever. But yeah, like
yeah,
she has such a good mix, I feel like, of like informational things and like she did a video recently where it was like testing crochet gadgets that are like worth your time or something. And it was just so entertaining because I'm like, I know I can trust her with like everything.
yeah,
So I'm just like, if she said it, then it must be true.
yeah. But even in saying that, like when you talk about the cozy vlogs, I think if people like passionate goods, I
Yes.
love Kelsey's series that's like on just making a color of certain things. And she
Yes.
just makes like 4 or 5 projects of a thing. And I'm just like, this is nice. And I like just having it on in the
I
background.
know. There's something that's like very relaxing about her videos for sure. And just like, I love just like, she does a good job too. It's like where there doesn't have to be like music or anything. Sometimes just her just like
Yeah.
chilling and like crocheting. I'm like, I don't know what it is that she does that makes it so interesting. I feel like if I did this, everyone would be like, what are you doing?
That's
But
what
when it's
I'm the
her,
same.
I'm like, why is this the coolest thing ever? So
Yeah.
yeah. And
There's
I just
something
like love all
that's
her scrunchie making. Like there's no one else I could watch make so many scrunchies like
yeah,
other than her.
I'm just like Kelsey, just do what you need to do. Like
Yeah, and
I'm
I'm
like
just
here to
here. I'm
support you.
seated.
Yeah, I'm ready to watch, hang out. Because I'm
Like
also
it could
kind
be
of working.
anything.
It might be because I'm also like working at the same time. And so I'm
Yes.
like, oh, Kelsey's working, I can work. Like I, I don't have to be
Yes.
like fully invested listening on in, and it's just like so nice just to
I know.
look up every now and again and see what they're working
Yeah.
on.
I feel like her channel too is like it's another channel that really inspires me because I feel like she does a good job of like taking a really simple idea and showing that it can just be like it doesn't have to be like some complicated thing of like I did this for this many hours and like I broke my hand in the process. It can just be like I just crocheted purple things and like that's really entertaining, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, doing like the 24-hour, I crocheted for 24 hours kind of challenge, which I'm like, I
Yeah.
want to do that, but I also know I just be
You care about
tired and
yourself. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
You have
I want to look after
self-respect.
my yeah, I want to look after my health.
Yes. I know, literally, like, I think I did, like, a loaf cat video where I just crocheted for, I don't know, like, 10 hours, I think over the course of 2 days, and after that, it's like my hand literally started burning, and I'm like, "Yeah, like, it's really hard because people like watching those videos." I'm like, "I can't do this anymore."
Yeah. No, I agree. I was gonna say another creator that I like popping into is, do you follow Amazing-ish Grace?
Yes! I haven't watched
Yeah.
any of her YouTube videos, but I love, like, I just watch her Instagram reels and stuff.
Yeah, I think her her username is one of the best usernames I've ever
I
seen.
know!
Like, Amazing-ish Grace is so funny.
Yeah. I know,
Um,
it's so underrated.
yeah, but she does, it's not necessarily like always all about crochet and crochet
Yeah.
techniques, but she's really lifestyle vlog. So she'll like go on a holiday trip and show parts of that, as well as hanging out with
That's so
friends, as
cool.
well as the things she's working on.
I feel like I need to watch her because that's, like, right up my alley, like, I love the mix of lifestyle and crochet.
Oh, it's
Yes.
it's entertaining stuff. I would put it down in the same kind of vibe as like Passionate Goods.
Okay, then I'm gonna love it.
I feel like it's not an insult to say background viewing. Like that's a good thing.
No, yeah. It is, it's, like, desirable in my opinion because that's, like, that's just what I need, you know? Like, it's nice to just have
Yeah.
something that's not, like, overstimulating and just peaceful.
Yeah, and that's something I was trying to explain to friends who are like, isn't the sweet spot for a YouTube video like 10 minutes? And I'm like, I'm like, go up. I'm like, I need towards like maybe around the 25-minute mark.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I That's something that I've been trying to get right on my channel is like I have such a hard time like having an idea of like how long a video actually is. But I'm the same way. I'm like I like sitting down for the long haul. Like I like an hour video, 30-minute video. Yeah. So that's something like I struggle with is like getting my videos up to that point because I don't know. I feel like I just get so like edit happy and I'm like clipping everything and then it's like, oh wow, it's like 15 minutes long.
Yeah. No, which is fine. But it's also like, I think for me, I want to like pause and work on my project and then like look up and then see what's happening, which I think is a different, like, that's just the audience of like crafters. Whereas when you get to other audiences out there, they're probably trying to find like a certain type of information or something like that. Whereas we're trying to find like entertainment for while we're doing something else. Like,
Yeah. I know, and I feel like so many people don't think about that, but there are so many crocheters who are just at home like looking for something to watch while they crochet, and so that's why I love
yeah,
YouTube, you know?
yeah, and like I've watched so much Netflix now to the point where I'm like, I don't know what to put on. Like,
I'm the same. Like
I
there are only
am
so many
waiting.
things.
Yeah, I'm waiting for new shows. Like, but and like I've seen so much reality TV shows that I'm just like a little bit over them at times.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to see people getting scrappy and
Right? I know. I'm like, I did Vanderpump Rules, I did The Bachelor, and I'm just like, I watched Love Island. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's nice to have like a break from that.
yeah. I know. I get back into them and then I'll leave again. Yeah. But in saying that, we've got our recommendations of like our favorites to watch and why. But I feel like I feel like you can also split up the crochet YouTube into many different areas. We have like the vloggers, the market preppers, which sometimes cross over. You have the tutorials, and is that it? Wait, it sounds about it.
Yeah.
It's
Okay, I
like
think I have a few
vloggers,
in mind.
markets, like tutorials, and then even like educational. Because I kind of feel like there's a bit of a difference there. There's some people teaching you certain stitches and things,
Yeah.
or like
Okay.
kind of like where TL Yarncraft sits is that's more like
Yeah,
educational
like
value, but it's not necessarily like a tutorial. I mean, she would
yeah,
teach you tutorials, but then someone who
like
would actually show you how to make a
fundamentals.
whole thing. Yeah, fundamentals. That's
Yeah.
probably
Okay,
it.
cool. I got it in my head now. Yeah, I do feel like there are like a couple different like sort of like niches within the crochet YouTube community. And so yeah, for like fundamental crochet things, I really like Tony from Teal Yarn Crafts, of course. Like she's amazing. My favorite for vlogs is Crochet by Jenna, I think. And then one that I don't hear many people talk about as much, but I love for like crochet amigurumi tutorials is 1 Cent Crochet. And I think you
Yep.
know them because we did the pattern test and I realized that 1 Cent Crochet, it's like the greatest username ever because her name is Penny, I believe. Her name's
Yeah.
Penny.
It took me
Yes, which
so
I
long to
love.
get that. Yeah.
Yes, I love that so much. So, yeah, and I'm trying to think. I love Passionate Kelsey. I think those are like the main ones in within the crochet community. But now you're like teaching me about new people I need to watch. So,
I mean, there's also like we were mentioning them in the past podcast, which is like Bella Coco, who I would
oh
say is
yeah,
like that's where I
the
started.
OG. Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
but like, does she do vlogs?
I don't know.
Because that's the thing is like I think there's some people I'd recommend as like crochet YouTube as like these people will teach you how to crochet. Like Club
Yeah,
Crochet also very good.
yeah. I love their little Triceratops pattern. It's so
Yeah,
cute.
very popular. But then like so I feel like there's like a division in the crochet community. Not division, but like there's like the educational side and then there's like the vlogging side.
Yeah, I definitely err more with like my channel on like the fun side because I don't know if I can teach
The
people. I
fun
have like a
side.
few tutorials, but even
Yeah.
then, yeah, I think I have like a cardigan tutorial and I filmed it with dark brown yarn, which like looking back was not my wisest decision. And people were ruthless in the comments there. They did not like that. So,
They were like,
but it's like
why
one of
did
my
you do
most
that?
watched. Looking back was not a wise decision, but
Yeah, I actually think tutorials are the most watched, but
yeah,
like that's not the entertainment that I go after, you know?
yeah. Yeah, no, same. It is weird, like, because I never know if I should. People say they want to watch tutorials on my channel, but then I find that they usually are like the worst performing videos that I post. So it's always like a balance of
Really?
like, yeah, I think it's just because, like, at the time of posting, like, how many people are actually going to sit down and like make this or whatever. I'm not sure, but then people really appreciate it. So I try to like balance it out or like make it a bonus video or something, but I don't know.
Yeah. Because like, do you have a strategy when you're uploading YouTube videos or choosing what to do?
Like a little bit, I guess. Like a lot of it comes down to just like what I want to do. And like I also use this software, I think it's called like vidIQ or something, and you can type in like different keywords and things like that into it. And basically you can kind of see like how many people have posted about that or like the demand in that topic. So like if you type in crochet vlog, it'll show that there's like a big demand, but like not a ton of people posting about it, just as one example. So sometimes I like start there and then I also just get a lot of inspiration for like the seasons and things like that. I love doing like my pattern roundup videos. I feel like those tend to do really well just because it's like I try to make them entertaining, but they're mainly just like informative and I don't know. So I keep doing those and then I feel like those are like my main things tutorials, pattern roundup videos, and then vlogs. And then every once in a while, I'll like sprinkle a little like challengey type of thing in there. So I'm all
Yeah,
over the
I
place.
I got told to have a mixture of what they call like evergreen content and then current content.
Yes. Yeah. Which is really
Whereas,
smart.
yeah, for those listening in, evergreen is like the content where it would be like more. It's more like a tutorial or
Yeah.
something educational, which will like be relevant all the time round.
Yeah.
Whereas the vlogs and stuff are much more up to date, current. You're probably working on something that might be trending or something new or something like that. So, like working on
Yeah.
Halloween things, I don't know, but that's not going to always be all year round.
Yeah,
But like
definitely.
both pieces
That's
of content have places online in the YouTube
mm.
world.
Yeah, and that's what I love most about YouTube is like it's so funny. Like when I posted my hexagon cardigan tutorial, like the way that I make it, it was like my worst performing video for the first week, but now it's like the second most watched video on my entire channel. So it just works so differently than like Instagram or TikTok, and I love that about it. And it's like still people come back to it all these months later and watch it because yeah, that's like a evergreen piece of content, but like seasonal stuff is fun too, because now that I'm approaching like the year mark on YouTube, I'm starting to see people come back to my like early videos of like fall crochet patterns and things like that. So those are fun too, because people come back to them like a year later. But I don't know, I just like doing everything.
I'm always so scared to touch seasonal things because I will get people being like, it's not summer, it's winter. And I'm like, no, it's summer here in Australia. I'm just like, really.
That's a good point. I forget that all the time.
No, honestly, all of us down here in New Zealand, Australia, we're watching, it'll be like Hobie Premiere, all these companies being like, are you ready for summer? And we're like, it's freezing.
You're like I'm cold.
What about us down here? Like, what
That's
about
so
us?
Sad. Wait, I just realized I know in like Christmas and like all those holidays, you're like, I'm sweating. Like,
yeah, Christmas is summer.
Right?
We have Christmas on the beach.
That is so weird.
Yeah,
like,
and so when I want to do want to do a summer pattern, I'm not feeling very summery when I want to like, but my audience is all in the US, so I don't feel very summery as I'm doing it.
Now I feel so bad. I'm like, all my patterns are like got like the snow cone and the starfish, and you're like, stop.
Yeah, although the snow cone made sense for winter, I guess.
Yeah,
snow. I don't know.
Oh my
but that
gosh.
was definitely, yeah.
Yeah. That's a really good point, though. Yeah, you're
but
like,
if your
what do you
audience
do
is all
then?
based in the US, like half my followers on Instagram are all in the US, which is
Okay. I've always wondered that, because I feel like a lot of people. Yeah.
No, I'm all US. And then my largest city is Melbourne, which I'm also like, who's following me here? Because I don't get recognized that often.
That's so funny. I think it's like my 5th largest one, which I was surprised, and I was like, you. I don't know who else.
Yeah. Well, in
on
Melbourne.
YouTube. Yeah.
Really?
I don't know why.
That's
yeah, it's
interesting.
like Los Angeles, New York, and then I don't know, somewhere in Texas. Yeah. Just random.
Why Melbourne? Okay.
I don't know, but I love it.
Yeah. This is a very side story because I can. I went to that movie night, craft movie cinema night event.
Yes.
And the first one that I went to, I had just come out of like having the flu or something like that. So it was like 4 or 5 days of just literally being like on the couch, and like my housemate was gone, so I was just like alone, didn't talk to anyone.
Oh, no.
I was just like, I'm so sick. And then it came to the craft cinema night, and I was like, well, I'm feeling good, like let's go out, whatever. But this was like, so one, I had not like spoken to anyone, so I'm like very like socially out of practice. 2, I'm a little bit delirious. And 3, this is like the craft cinema night was like everyone from the Melbourne area who does craft, so a lot of people knew who I was, and I could see people
like,
stare. Yeah, and like some people would come up and be like, "Are you Crochet Me Zaddy?" And I was just like, I didn't know how to speak to anyone. And
I was actually,
yeah, I was like,
yes,
who are you? Yeah, like I just didn't know what to do. And then I started getting like really internally anxious, being like, why am I like being weird? I was like, I don't know how to speak to people.
Oh my gosh. I can totally relate to that.
Oh,
I feel like I'm always that way. Like after I talk to people, I'm like, do I sound weird? That's so funny though. Because I think I remember seeing your reel from there. Like, didn't it like pop off or something?
Yeah, that's my most viral reel.
How many views did it get? That's crazy.
We might be at 6 million, which is like not the most viral of viral, but that's a good amount of viral.
Crazy. I mean, honestly, that sounds so fun. I feel like we need something like that here. Like, I love the idea. Oh,
yeah,
did you guys watch a movie? Like,
yeah, we watched 10 Things I Hate About You.
Oh my gosh, I love the idea. That's like so cool.
Did one recently, which was Mean Girls. And they're doing like a musical one soon as well. But like,
I think I need to move to Australia.
Well, because of that video, I did like a collab reel with Juliet, who's the one who organized it, and because of that, she was at like, I think she was just about to reach 2,000 followers. Now I think she's just over 10K.
She's like, thanks, Zach.
I was like, okay. I just made the video. I like, it was all her work doing everything into that. Like, it was just
Oh my
So she
gosh,
deserves
that's
that following.
amazing.
Her content's really well made and everything like that. But
Yeah.
in
And
saying that, because of the effect of that video, she's now been able to host another one in Hobart, which is in Tasmania, like another area in Australia. And now there's one
yeah.
coming out in Sydney too. So it's like expanding, all because
That
of
is
that
so
kind of
cool. I know pretty soon
reach and
she's gonna
want.
be in the US. And then I'll
I
come.
know. I was like, I hope she starts doing it overseas as well.
That's so cool. I love that idea.
Yeah.
It's like so smart. I'm like, how do more people not do that?
Yeah, it is cool. Hello, friends. Just going to interrupt this episode here with a quick word from our sponsors, aka ourselves, and a message that was most definitely not written on ChatGPT to help
Nope.
advertise who we are and what we do. Yeah, let's begin. Hey there, crochet fanatics. Are you ready to get knotted up in a world of yarn-tastic fun?
You bet. Dive into the magical world of crochet with us on YouTube, whether you're just starting a whether you're sorry, I'm so
You can do it. Keep going.
whether you're just starting or a crochet wizard, we've got a spellbinding offer for you.
And that's not all. Follow us on social media for a daily dose of yarn-spiration, sneak peeks, and so much more. Join our fabulous, fun-filled communities of crafters.
Hold on to your hooks. We've got an exclusive dazzling crochet we have exclusive dazzling crochet patterns that will make your projects truly sparkle. Use code the hookup on either of our websites to get 10% off our patterns.
So what are you waiting for? Subscribe to our YouTube channels, check out our Patreons, and follow us on social media today. Let's weave some crochet magic together.
Happy crocheting, yarn lovers!
Yay! Anyway, back to YouTube. One of the things I want to ask was about like the behind the scenes of like what is like a day in the life for you being a YouTube creator.
It's all over the place. I feel like people think it's like, oh, I do this, and then I do this, and usually it's like not that like simple. Don't get me wrong, like it is so much fun. It's my most favorite job I've ever had. But yeah, it's like usually I like wake up and I have my coffee, and then I'll like pack some of my Etsy orders, and then I have like a running list of all the videos that I want to film, and then I basically will just do like whatever sounds fun, honestly. So like one that I just did today, actually, I filmed like a fall crochet pattern just like for plushies, like roundup type of thing. And I'm planning on making that like a little, we'll do like a little yeah,
so
spoiler
like right
alert.
after I've been like the seasons are confusing for Australia.
Yeah,
You're
sorry.
Like,
so here you go.
I just filmed a
You're
video
welcome.
on that. Sorry, carry on.
No. Yeah, so I don't know. I might do like a couple more of those because they're just like fun to like sit down and talk about patterns. Like it's just like my favorite thing. So I don't know. I kind of just do whatever, and then usually I have a vlog going pretty much 24/7. So like I always am doing a vlog of some kind, and I don't know. In the beginning, I used to just film an entire day, and I just felt like it was just more boring that way because I'm actually like not that interesting like at all. And so yeah, it's really hard to like film like a 20-minute video in one day because I'm like, I don't even know like what else to do at this point. So I just kind of have one going all the time, and I just pick it up like whenever I'm doing something like mildly interesting. And so people seem to like that, and it's really fun. And then yeah, so like that's like mainly what I have going on, and I just kind of like pick through. And I also kind of like to try to operate 1 week ahead of schedule at least, because I do get like very overwhelmed if I'm like, oh my gosh, I need a video to be live this week and all of that. Yeah, so that's like my main things, and then I just like post reels in the cracks of my day and like design patterns, and I don't know, just random things, I guess. I'm all over the place. Like I need like a good organization system, but I don't have
I'm the same as you, where it's like I kind of have like a loosely set up plan of what I want to achieve that week, and it's kind of put into a schedule. But like some days
Yeah.
I'll wake up and I'm just like, I don't feel like filming myself. Like
Yeah.
I don't feel camera like preppy or anything
Yeah.
like that, and I'm like, how
No,
am I supposed to
totally.
like get into this this mood of being on camera, and
Yeah.
it's kind of like, I'll do that tomorrow.
I'm the same way. And I think
Yeah.
it's like, that's a really good point. I think it's super important that it's like, when you get to like create your own schedule, it's like you get to like enjoy that. And so if that is like, hey, I don't really feel like doing that today, like listening to yourself and not doing it. Cause yeah, it's like, that's like half the fun of like working for yourself. It's just doing it when you
Yeah.
want to. But
Yeah.
yeah, I totally relate to that. And then when that happens to me, like I just go watch like your channel, Jenna's channel, Allison from Wonder Crochet. That's another, I can't believe I forgot to
I
mention
know,
her
we haven't
too.
brought her up yet. I was thinking about it. I was like, I don't know where
I
to
feel
fit
so
Allison
bad.
into this.
I know. I can't believe I forgot her. Yeah, I watch her videos all the time. So yeah, like I just like watching everyone. I'm like, okay, like I feel ready now, and then I'll go film.
Yeah. I think you brought up one of your last vlogs. Were you talking about like maybe a Thursday morning where you're just like have this time to do whatever you feel like? And
Yeah.
I was so like, yes, I need that, because there's some mornings where I'm just like, I want to have a later start where I just want
Yeah.
to sit down and crochet for the morning. I don't want to think about
Yeah.
posting anything, or maybe I will post something and then like once I've done that, I can reward myself with 2-3
Yeah.
hours of just sitting there and chilling out. Because
Yeah. No, seriously. And it's like, yeah, it's like at the end of the day, it's like one day like isn't gonna make or break whatever it is you're doing. And I think one of the hardest things about running a business is you feel like if you're not doing something, then it's like it's the end of the world. Like that's something that I really struggle with. And so yeah, like I intentionally take that morning, like I think in that video it was like there's like I'm like obsessed with The Sims. It's like actually kind of a problem, but there's like a new expansion pack or whatever that came out and I just like literally did that. I think I played it for like 6 hours and it was just so nice. And I feel like that is like so necessary for me personally because then it like gives me the brain power to like actually design and like do all the things that I want to do. So it's amazing what
yeah,
happens when you take
absolutely.
breaks.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And it's just like,
Yeah.
it's like a nice reset. And like sometimes I feel like I get caught
Yeah.
up with all the content creation that I don't even like actually
Yeah.
crochet.
Yeah.
like,
No,
like today
seriously.
today is filming this and then I'm going to be editing the one episode, like the episode's coming out for
Yeah.
Saturday. And so I was like, when is my actual time to actually chill out and design a pattern and
Yeah.
watch videos or work on my own projects?
No, seriously. Right? Yeah, like that's how it's been for me today too. Yeah, and like I filmed and then I don't remember what else I did. Oh, I edited. I filmed and edited. And then yeah, it's like I feel like when I'm designing a pattern, like I don't know about you, but it doesn't feel like I'm like crocheting like while I'm designing it because I'm so focused on designing, if that makes sense. Like so I try to also like be intentional about like I'm going to make a pattern that is not mine and I'm just going to like zone out. That's very fun for me. Just like getting to
No,
do
that
that
I
every once in a
agree.
while.
I've been trying to keep up the idea of doing at least a pattern test once a month for someone else.
Yeah.
And like, yeah. Actually, speaking on that, because I haven't put out my market results video and I haven't told you yet, your Monty the Moth was like got so much attention.
Really?
So
Oh
that
my
little pink
gosh.
moth, and like the thing is like I talked about this my last one. I didn't want to put out any like pattern tests. I really wanted to have like my patterns out there first.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
once I started putting out other things, yeah, your Monty Moth was like the first thing. People saw it from afar and they were like,
Oh my
"Look at it!"
gosh. I
They
mean,
loved
honestly,
it.
the yarn you used too, it was like so cute. Like you did him justice. Like he was adorable.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, but that
it's so
one
cute.
sold almost immediately.
Oh my
That had like it got
gosh.
so much attention. People were like, "Is that a little moth?" And I was like, "Yeah."
I'm happy that they like recognized that it was a moth because I was like telling my husband, I'm like, does this look like a moth? And he's like, I don't know, like I guess. But yeah, that's honestly really smart. And I feel like doing like pattern tests is such a good way to like kind of just like, okay, like there's other people and like this is a community and like, it's just like it can be hard just like working alone and like be like, okay, like, and connecting with people.
I think pattern test is like the best way to stay within the community, meet new
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
keep up to date, what's going on.
Yeah, like I'm really excited. I think I'm doing a pattern test soon for Amy from Curious Papaya for this like really funny tomato that she
Yeah.
made. So I'm really looking forward to that. It kind of looks like a tomato pillow that I have, so now I can have matching ones. But yeah, it's just like nice to connect with people and it's just like a good little break.
Yeah, I agree.
It's very
Yeah,
needed.
and yeah, I always use my own pattern test as like my best way to like meet new people.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
It's just like nice. I don't know.
And like I've started using Patreon. Like
Hmm.
I know we're just talking about pattern testing now. It's not necessarily about YouTube, but like
Yeah. We're
I
talking about
started using
everything.
I started using Patreon, which will tie back into YouTube shortly. But like I started using Patreon as like a part of my pattern test and like always bringing on like a few people over there just to make sure I'm like really like making sure I've got some of that community being integrated into the pattern test because that like is always like my number one way of getting to know people. Like as much as like YouTube, I feel like I'm really connecting out there with people. It's
Yeah.
still kind of is like kind of one way in a way. Like I
Hmm.
still read all the comments and try to get back to as many people as I can, but
Yeah.
it's not very back and forth, is it?
No, yeah. I know. I love how you do that. I know I'm still trying to find the balance with my Patreon. Like sometimes I do it all over there and sometimes I do it all on Instagram. I don't know, but I
Yeah,
think
and
I might need to. I like how you do it. And it's so cute, like how in your patterns it'll be like, oh, like Patreon member, like the little banner
yeah,
or
the
whatever. Like it's
badge,
so cute.
yeah.
Yes.
Well,
I
I just
love
want to like
that.
highlight the members and get to like
I know. Because they're
because that's the thing. It's
special.
like sometimes I feel like I'd be gatekeeping if I did like a full Patreon pattern test, even though that'd be much
Yeah.
easier rather than having this like influx of applications. But like
Right.
I want to make sure it's still open. But like yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think you do a good job.
thank you. But like Patreon and YouTube, do you think they have to go hand in hand together if you are becoming a YouTuber?
Mm, like you mean you have to have a YouTube if you want to do Patreon? Is that what you mean?
No, if you want
Or
to, if you have a YouTube, you should have a Patreon. Is that a true statement?
you know, I don't know. It's hard to speak like for everyone, I think, but I'd say I recommend it. Like once you get to like a certain size, it's just really nice to have and the nice thing about Patreon is like you can really do it however you want. Like I know you have like your setup and I have mine. Like I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out like what I'm doing with mine. But like once you have that audience, it's like they care about you, which sounds so funny, but it's like they do and they want to see stuff from you. And so I think it just integrates really nicely and it makes a lot of sense in my mind. And I like it because I feel like I actually get to like connect with people in my audience and like I have the Discord and then we have the like Patreon chat and it's just like nice to like see what they're crocheting and talking about markets and everything like that. So I would say that I recommend it personally. Like it's just been so fun for me.
Yeah, because how do you keep in contact with your YouTube community normally?
Yeah, I mean, really, like, that's the thing. It's like with YouTube, I feel like all you can really do is like respond to comments. And yeah, I just have my Patreon. Like, I have, like, I think for free on my Patreon, you can get access to the Discord, but then, like, I have one tier and then it's just like for patterns and all of that. And that's like the main way I try to keep in touch with people is like through the Discord. So that's like what I really try to do. But I feel like one of the cool things about the YouTube channel is like people have like gotten to know me. And so I don't know, it's like it just feels like it's like a really easy way to make friends because then it's like I feel like I can be so socially awkward sometimes in person that it's just nice where it's like, oh, okay, like you already know me, so like I don't have to like I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, so like or mainly that or like a lot of people I just keep in touch with over Instagram and like one of my things is like I just like to design like I try to design patterns that are like less common creatures, like sometimes I do, you know, things like
The
cats or whatever.
tardigrade?
Yes, yeah.
The one? Yeah.
So or like the pigeon and the moth and I don't know. And so it's like a really funny thing where like a lot of people in my audience will send me like the weirdest like animal you've ever seen. You'd be like, your next crochet pattern. So yeah, I know. I'm like, okay, I'll try. Like I forget there's this one, it's called like a leaf sheep or something, and it's like this little thing, like I don't even know, it looks like a sheep that has like little leaves on it, and I've had so many people send it to me, so who knows? I'm pretty sure it's called a leaf sheep.
I need to look this up.
I know, I'm like, watch me be saying it wrong, but yeah. It's
Yeah.
like cute, but I just do not know how you would crochet it.
Yeah. Would you recommend people get into joining YouTube and like starting a channel?
Honestly, yes. Like, I feel like whenever people ask me like what's the best thing you've done for your business, it's definitely been YouTube. It's just like so fun for me, first of all. It's kind of like a creative outlet in and of itself, but also it almost feels kind of like a built-in marketing for my business without me feeling like I have to like push anything on people. It's just kind of like, oh, like I designed that, so if you want it, like I have it in the description, and like I have this free pattern link and whatever. Like it all just kind of like flows, where like that's something that like I just have a hard time with, is like I don't like being like, oh, like whatever, like I have a hard time marketing myself, and so it kind of just feels like it just blends into everything. So I really like that about it. And then also just like the main thing is like the community aspect. Like it's really cool to see people be like, oh, like I'm making this because you talked about it in your vlog or something, and I'm like, what? Like actually, like that's so cool. So it's really fun, and it's just like I don't really know people that crochet in my personal life, so it's really fun to just be able to like have all these friends, basically.
Yeah, because I feel like I was like a little bit late to the YouTube world in the grand scheme of like me being on social media. But like since being on YouTube, it's been such like a wonderful experience of everyone being so welcoming. Like
Yes. Seriously. And I feel like, yeah, and it's just like, it seems like such an intimidating thing. And then once you start it, you're like, wait, this is like the best thing ever, at least
this
in my
is so
experience.
nice.
Yeah, and it just, I feel like people, like, I feel like I have a hard time presenting myself, like, on Instagram or whatever, and I just feel like people just know me now, which is, like, one of my, like, things that is just, like, okay, it's just nice, like, you get me, you know what I like all these other random things other than crochet, and, like, you want to hang out, which is, like, so cool, so.
I feel like we can be a lot more, like, personable in
Mhm.
the YouTube ones. Like, people get to be really, not vulnerable, but, like, they really get to, like, show their thought process into things, into, like, a more of an in-depth and more relatable level, which is really comforting to see for one, and also just really nice.
Yeah. No, seriously, I love it. It's my favorite platform. I'm a little biased, but it's my favorite.
Yeah, because where can we find you on like what social medias and things?
Yeah, so YouTube is like my main one, which is just Hooks and Healers. I think they're all just at Hooks and Healers actually. And then Instagram is like the second place. And then I just started a TikTok like a few months ago, but I literally have no idea what I'm doing there. So
TikTok's weird.
Yeah, like if they want to, you can go check me out over there. But I'm basically just reposting stuff I post on Instagram. Yep. So yeah, those are, and then I think I also have a Pinterest, but that's more for like my free patterns and stuff. So I just like pin things over there.
Yeah. And then you've got all your patterns out on Etsy, or do you have a website?
Yeah, hooksandhealers.etsy.com. I have them all up there. I've been thinking about switching it over, so maybe soon to something else.
If one of them reach out and sponsor you for the
yeah.
to set one up, you'll be like, I'm on it.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Come on, Squarespace, Shopify, get in there. Right. Yeah, because and then you also just recently released your lobster pattern, which I'm a little obsessed with.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad
cute.
You like him. I don't know why I wanted to make a lobster, but I just felt like it was necessary. I haven't seen like a sitting lobster, so I love him.
Yeah, same. Like as soon as I saw the pattern come up, because I've been like once again I've been like looking out for something to do. I'm kind of like I want to make that lobster.
Oh, thank you.
It's cute. Yeah. Anyway, on that note, let's wrap things up. I just want to say a huge thank you for popping on over here, hanging out with me on the hookup, being a fabulous guest. And
thank you.
Can't wait to
thank
see
you for having me
over on YouTube.
Yes.
No
worries. You.
Any last final words before we head out?
Don't forget to use code the hookup for 10% off both of our websites or patterns
until end of August.
Yes, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Whatever you say.
Perfect. All right. Thanks for listening in, everyone. Tuning in
Thanks.
Wherever you're listening from, and we'll see you all soon. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening in to another episode of The Hookup. We'll be back again next week for more crafty conversations with more crafty friends. Have a good day. Bye.